Alrighty, we're going to go through a 4-game series against a player called themeek666. He's a pretty good guy. I played him a couple times before in the past. I didn't recognize him as someone who's super good, who beats me a lot, but he is a very good player, and apparently he plays with Brian and Nate a lot. And I tried to get some games against Brian, but he was busy. So I decided to play his buddy here, themeek666, instead. This is going to be a 4-game series. I haven't vetted these games, so if they bug, I'm sorry in advance. I played first in the first game, apparently. So how did it start off? Well, I'm assuming it starts with a mole, because this hand is garbage. This hand is good, and it has copy artifact. I think I keep this hand. I think I remember this game. I think we both have a remand, and he ends up remanding this copy artifact on his mana rock. I remember this game exactly now. Copy artifact is actually really strong here. He opens Mox Diamond. Consider Vandal Blasting it, consider remanding it, decide to do neither. By the way, he's playing America colors. These aren't bad colors. Plays Mishra's Workshop. Makes an Izzet Signet with it. And I think I decide I kind of want to copy his Izzet Signet. And I'm not so worried about Vandal Blast as of right now. So we go ahead and attempt to copy his Izzet Signet. And he's going to go ahead and remand it back to my hand. Okay. I'm okay with that. He wastelands my water grave, which I'm not okay with, so I brainstorm to look for lands, and we find 2 of them. As well as Notion Wheat for a Notion Wheel combo here if we choose to use it. So, I've been the... What did I bin there? I don't know, but these are the best cards that were in my hand, so... I don't think I want to bend the Vandal Blast. I think that's what I'm going to draw off the top. And thank God I didn't, because he transmutes a Winter Orb, right? I think I just pitched a land. Since I drew 2. Maybe I didn't have a land. I don't know what I pitched. It wasn't good. You probably remember. And we're going to copy. Attempt to copy his Izzet Signet, and he goes ahead and Force of Wills it with this Winter Orb down. I remember thinking during the game, why didn't you get Crucible Worlds? But now I remember, because he transmutes a Muddle the Mixture, he has to go get a 2-drop. I'm not sure Winter Orb is the correct play here. What did he exile with his Force of Will? Cyclonic Rift, yeah. I don't know if I'd have been to put my hand down to 1 to protect this Warb. You know, he couldn't have known I had the Vandal Blast, but Force of Willing pretty much an Izzet Signet. I don't know how I feel about that. Probably would have held on to that Force of Will. I definitely don't think I would have made that play. Anyway, I end up Vandal Blasting this Winter Orb, and then just going to town on him with Gilded Lotus. I think I just lead it. I think I end up leading Gilded Lotus after I kill his Winter Orb and know he doesn't really have any way to punish me. I think I just drop my Gilded Lotus and Notion Twister combo kill him in 1 turn. So, yep, going to play the island here, not the City of Brass. I'm already fixed. Going to play my Lotus. I'm not going to wheel out. He's still on just 1 single card, and a Batter Skull is far from scary. And he plays a land. Yet again, unless he needs that land to cast something from his hand, I might just sandbag that in the hand just to keep me thinking. Worst case scenario is, you know, he draws another land next turn, then he can just play one of them. So we get Imperial Seal here. And I think what happens is I go Notion Thief into Twister, and I think he counters it. I think. Yeah. He counters it with a Spell Burst, so I just put Time Spiral on top of my deck so that I still get to twist him out, which is at this point nothing because his hand's already gone, but pretty much I put a Draw 14, and with 3 lands in play, I pretty much put a Draw 14 for 0 on top of my deck. And he concedes. I'm sure he thinks at least some form of Wheel of Fortune is coming, and he's pretty much doomed. Which, drawing 14 for free with 9 mana without even making a land drop. Yeah, against this deck, that's just going to kill you 9 times out of 10. Actually, more than that, probably. So, Thus, game 1 ends. Let's see if game 2 bugs. Him to play. Force of Will, Brainstorm, Crackland Island, Pact, and Copy Artifact, Imperial Seal. This is an auto keep. Wouldn't be too happy about having to go get the bad lands here, but with Imperial Seal I would be surprised. He's on the play. Pact isn't really good in opening hand, but it's pitchable to Force, so it gives it a purpose right away. If he gets a Soul Ring or anything like that, we can potentially copy it. Or we could go get our own and copy that. And he goes ahead and plays a Soul Ring, and you know what? I'm just going to force it. I already have such a good 5-card hand that this could totally screw his hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and force it since it's a one-on-one. In a multiplayer game, I would have totally held my Force of Will there and just copy artifact it, but since it's one-on-one, I'm going to go ahead and just mana screw him. A lot of people ask me what I would be playing if I was playing just a dedicated 1v1 deck. Some of the guys I play 1v1 against, and one of the cards is just Strip Mine, because when your opponent stumbles on mana, you can just kill them with it. And it's like so simple and easy. And the first card I would cut would probably be Recurring Insight. It's much, much weaker in one-on-one. So we're going to go ahead and get our Badlands anyway, because we want to use this Copy Artifact and get double Soul Ring. It also turns our Opal online. Then we're just pretty much on Brainstorm, but we do have Jeleva. And our deck is full of gas, so at this point he passed with the 2 blue open, and he's playing a lot of counter spells, and I don't want to lose this Soul Ring, so we're going to go ahead and pass. The plan here being to just use the Brainstorm if he passes right back, and he of course does pass right back, so we're going to Brainstorm to find a way to either force our ring through or get some more gas. And we find the REB and lands. So we find pretty much exactly what we're looking for. We're going to put down the secondary land there. Not that it matters. We don't really have a way to shuffle. So he's going to go and try to now counter my Soul Ring. And I'm going to respond by Red Blasting it, because we want the Soul Ring. And now we're going to be able to copy it and get our Opal online. And now we have a massive mana advantage. And if we don't get a gas card, we just get a Slam Jeleva and search. He gets an Ajani Vengeance, so he gets to lock down 2 of my mana. And more importantly, he has an out to Jeleva on that card. So when I top deck land here and I'm forced to Jeleva, even if I do hit something good here, he simply gets to kill the Jeleva. But we do get something good here. Windfall isn't great when he's got that few cards, but I also get his Enlightened Tutor, and I also get a Hercule's Recall. So, probably not wanting me to draw any cards off that Windfall, he will most likely slaughter this Jeleva with his guy. He in fact does, especially if his hand still has counter spells or something like that. We draw the Time Spiral. I think his hand probably has counters, but I'm just going to walk right into it anyway. There's no reason to just keep pooping Jeleva out. I mean, at least I get rid of this Anaji Vengeance, possibly. But I'm going to go ahead and say, if you don't have the counter, I'm just going to crush you. And it's in fact a remand, so I get a chance to cast it again. As Johnny gets to pump a little, so it turns Jeleva off a little more. We get Cabal Rituals, so now I'm going to pop that, because if we do get this off, it's just going to be value. And if we don't get it off, the Cabal Ritual is almost as good in my graveyard. I need to hit another gas card anyway, right? He doesn't have a hard counter for it, so that really sucks for him. So we're going to untap our lands here, and this hand is gross, right? We've got our land drop, we've got a cantrip, we've got 2 tutors, Mana Drain, Red Blast, no, 3 tutors. 3 tutors, Mana Drain, Red Blast, Cantrip, and our land drop. You can't ask for too much better than that. And with our mana advantage, I think I've got him against the ropes here, and he's going to go ahead with his brand new hand and Cryptic Command my Merchant Scroll, and I will cast Red Blast for the 2nd time in the game. Been a pretty damn good at, if I don't say so myself. Thanks to the recommendation from Nate. He's the one who said, why are you playing just Pyroblast and not Red Blast? That makes no sense to me. And the more I thought about it, the less sense it made to me too. We've already got Mana Drain. In this situation, I'd probably grab it if I didn't have it. But not having it, we can just go get our win card here in High Tide, our little engine card. Even with just 2 islands on the board, it's still very strong, especially when you could cast off something like Opal or Mana Confluence, where it's already getting you value, and then it will give all of our untappers value as well. So he goes and wastelands a Confluence, so I'm going to float a blue to make him pass phases. And he does. Plays a Chromatic Lantern. And he said something about the Zanaji Vengeance not being super strong after the game, but I think it's done a hell of a job. I'm going to go ahead and just intuition here. Can you guess what I'm going to pile with this card, since it's a pile card? High Tide Tech? High Tide Tech? Well, Ritual. Because why? Got shuffled back in with my Time Spiral. Now, the reason I'm going to get those 2 cards is because I have High Tide, so I'll get double value out of them if I use the High Tide. And the reason I get Cabal Ritual is post-intuition, my graveyard has Threshold, so it's a lot of free mana without losing my hand. Now, what completes the combo? Well, we just cast Intuition. What's my favorite combo with Intuition? Typically Yogg-Will, but I'm going to stop here. I wish I'd shown you that Brainstorm stack. I wish there was like a rewind function in this MTGO like there was the old one. I'm going to take the Brainstorm because it's got a Demonic Tutor and it's also got Duress, so I can fight through any counter spells left in his hand, and I can pass on my Mana Drain here, and I get the option to Brainstorm. Seems good. He retaps his Soul Ring. It's one of the situations where getting a 5 stack from Limdal's Vault finds you something that you think is a little bit better than even what you were going to go get, which was just going to be Yogg-Win. But the Demonic Tutor will find the Yogg-Win anyway and give me an extra tutor bend, which is really good, and I found protection, so I can't pass that up. He's going to tap out to hinder this Crucible World to get this Wasteland online. And I'm thinking this is probably bad news. And to me, I think the obvious target here is the Volcanic Island. But he goes ahead and wastelands the Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth after he handed me a Cabal Ritual, which really I don't understand at all. He saw me get High Tide, and he handed me Cabal Ritual, so I'm not quite sure why he didn't kill the island there. That is definitely a misplay. I'm going to go ahead and High Tide up here. And then we're going to Cabal Ritual up. We're going to go get our Yogg-Win. We're going to pop our Yogg-Win right now so that we can get extra value by getting another island. We can Cabal Ritual back out while it's still got Threshold. We can High Tide back out for double High Tide and just make absolutely absurd amounts of mana. To the point where all of our lines are just so insanely wide open by this stupid amounts of mana that anything we want to do, especially in one-on-one where we only have 42 life to kill, is just going to crush him. So we go ahead and get Mind's Desire with Remand up, with Demonic Tutor up, with Intuition up, with Limdal's Vault up. He is just beyond dead, and we flip Dark Ritual and Ad Nauseam at 30 life right out the gate anyway. And there's our Tendrils underneath, so he is just as dead gets. As to why I didn't just cast Tendrils, bounce that, and kill him, I have no idea. Maybe I didn't see the Tendrils, and I just saw the Ad Nauseam, and maybe I wanted to cast Grape Shot. And Grape Shot and the Tendrils is probably just as fast, if not faster. Though I think he packs it in before I finish him. I can't remember. I think I kill a Naji Vengeance with his Grape Shot just because this dumb thing keeps asking me about the trigger. And the OK button lines up with the yes button much better than it does the no button. So at this point I'm just kind of being a douche, I think. I don't know why I cast Mind's Desire again. Maybe I didn't see the Tendrils? Don't know. Well, either way he's dead, so this game's pretty much over. So let's see, the Meek. Where's the Meek? Let's see our second series of games here. So, new game 1. If it loads. Pretty pleased. This one like bugged turn 1. What kind of crap is this? Okay then. Yes, I would like to play first. Oh, so yeah, I remember this game. So I open with Mana Crypt and a land, and I've got a cantrip to go find stuff. I've got a tutor that I can cast with the mana I have available, and I'm close to getting this Mox Opal online, so this is a keep. And we're going to lead with this Impulse, and it's funny that the way we did this is I said, I'm just going to main phase this Impulse, just in case that one mana hits a Soul Ring. And what do you know? It's a Soul Ring. I kind of love when that kind of stuff happens. So now, not only that, but our Mox Opal is instantly online. And we can curve right out into our tutor. We go ahead and get Mystical Tutor. Why? Because we've got Notion Thief, so let's go get Notion Wheel combo. Since we ramped 5 mana turn 1. Seems fair. Well, not really, but... He plays a Talisman... We get Twister. Do I just Twister for value here because I don't want him to have open mana? I think I do. Man, that's greedy. I was playing some greedy games. I could have just, or maybe I was short mana. No, I wasn't. I could have passed and, it would have taken me an extra turn, so I figured I would have won on about the same turn anyway. And I already had more permanents down from my hand than him. And I thought there's a chance his Mixer's Workshop would be worse if I just wheeled right out. Which it ends up being a decent decision, but that's also really greedy when I just had a kill combo in my hand. I guess I did not have any way to make use of the counter spell and defend it. I'm going to play Voltaic Key here. And this hand has Dark Ritual Necropotence with protection that I can actually cast, so I screwed it anyway. Unless the game just decides that playing Voltaic Key is too much for it. The game bugged out. This is the hand I got. I think I remember this exact hand. I remember going Dark Ritual into Necropotence on my... Oh, I did it right now. That's right, because it's Voltaic Key, untap Mox Opal, Dark Ritual, Necropotence. Though I might have waited a turn, because then I don't have the Red Blast up. I can't remember if I was super greedy and laid it right away or not. I think I was super greedy, because I wanted to dig for a land drop. And I think I had so much life I could just dig like 8 or 9 here and just be super, super greedy and then make use of all these cards out of my hand is what I think I did. But now I'm not sure because the fucking game won't go. Alrighty then. I really hate this piece of shit client. His turn to go first. A much more manageable hand from me to him. Chain of Vapor doesn't look like it's been super, super great in this matchup so far, though he did have quite a few things I would, I guess, not mind bouncing. Mana Drain, obviously the most powerful card in this hand. I get the Acceleration. I get a turn 1 way to look at his hand, but the problem is here I've got 2 red fetches, so if I don't hit another land here, I'm not going to be able to get this drain up until the Talisman is down if I want to duress him out the gate. Now, he's on the play. So if he has a Soul Ring or something like that, he'll run it out right away. He does not. Now with this Polluted Delta, I'm much happier because now I can go get the land I really want and still duress him on my first turn and make my decisions from there. Now his hand is Landlight. It's got a 2-rock to play. It's got Gilded Lotus if he can get up to it. It's got a Kalani Gem that I don't think he's going to be playing even though he's Landlight. And I'll call him back in 1 second. So we're going to go ahead and just take the counter spell here. I'm not worried about the Gilded Lotus. It's kind of far off, so it's a Fact or Fiction. We can just bounce this Chalice to tempo him if we want to. We want to save our mana drain for those big spells. We're just going to go ahead and strip his counter spell here and get rid of his control. He's going to play the Chalice, which I'm fine with. We get a land off the top, another fetch. I'm not upset about that at all. I'm going to sit behind this mana drain to be safe, since I can put it up next turn with my mana rock. Nothing he does is really worth me mana draining, but I will go ahead and with no Talisman out for him to sack a land to, even if I don't think he would either way, I'm going to bounce his Chalice for tempo, since this is one-on-one. Out comes Talisman of Dominance. My mana drain's online. I do not want him to merchant scroll and get his own mana drain, which I think would be his grab. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that, or anything else that gives him mana. And his scroll rack is kind of screwed here too. At this point, with the extra mana and top decking a wheel, I'm going to go ahead and take that value, because yet again I'm maintaining the tempo with my open mana here. And we get a mana vault, double wheels, tutors, and untaps. So I'm going to go ahead and high tide and turn about right now and just start wheeling for value or a kill. We get turnabout again. Now, I don't really like tendrilsing people for half-life. I'm not a huge fan of it, especially when there's a better chance you can do something else or hit an instant win. So I'm going to dig with this frantic search with the backup plan being tendrils. But we hit this recurring insight right after wheeling him. Rather lucky in one-on-one, as this card is typically not that great. But since we have wheeled him, we get a free draw 7 off of it. And one of my favorite things to hit off draw 7s is free spells, special recurring insight, since unlike Necro, you get to use the cards on your turn. But drawing Force of Will is one of the best things you can draw when you're tapping out with these large draw spells. So I'm quite happy to see Force of Will. And we've got plenty to bend to it. He pukes out his mana, which makes this recurring insight rebound much weaker. But with only 3 cards in his hand, we're up a massive amount on him, and he didn't play any super degenerate, super powerful cards that really scare me. So I'm not too worried. We're going to go ahead and get our mana, and we're going to get our Gilded Lotus, I'm assuming. Yes, online. He obviously does not want Gilded Lotus online, so I'm obviously going to pitch the wheel I no longer need that would give him advantage to get my Gilded Lotus down. Now, I can't remember if he decides to scoop it in at this point or what, but I think he keeps playing. Signet, Imperial Seal, Brainstorm. And we went and got top for a future top, and we hit a Pact of Negation. Perfect. Now, I wanted to play top here, but I think I just hit the OK buttons too fast, and then I think I tried to play the top on my end step. I think you'll see me even tap mana, maybe. Like, why can't I play top on my end step? Oh, because it's my end step. Okay. I deal a tutor. That's fine. That's fine. Slam Future Sight. Mana Crypt off. And here's the best part. I'm thinking about how I've got to tutor with the limb duels and try to play around his counter, and then it's like, oh, Mana Crypt off the top. Oh, Mind Over Matter off the top. Don't need to go get Helm. Oh, look, Lotus Petal below that. Because I read this pact, I can do these kind of things. And at this point, this is infinite. I don't even need my Helm. Mind Over Matter does the same purpose. So, he's dead. Super, super dead. Yeah, game over. Well, that's it for this series. Thanks for watching.